And you mentioned about Hayden Hackney there. He's obviously going to be one of the big players to watch over the course of this summer. There's been all sorts of interest in him, particularly over the last 12 months. There's been clubs in the Premier League. There's been others from around Europe. It was reported that in January, FC Porto came in and had 2 bids rejected for him. So, what are you hearing with regards to Hayden Hackney, Craig? Is there anything in terms of concrete interest yet, or what? How's I guess the summer shaping up for Hayden Hackney?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely interest there. I think it's well known that Hayden has a lot of admirers both on the continent, as you mentioned, Porto, the club that came in with 2 concrete offers back in January, which Middlesbrough turned down. But there's Premier League interest there as well. And I guess with anything, like with Middlesbrough, Hayden Hackney will sit on the list of probably most Premier League clubs in terms of their database of potential midfield signings, and what it'll ultimately come down to once final transfer lists and transfer targets are kind of concluded is exactly what that particular team are looking for. So we know there's Premier League interest from probably, I would imagine, all 20 Premier League clubs have Hayden Hackney on their list because he's that good of a player. But it comes down to, is Hayden Hackney the kind of midfielder, the mould of midfielder that they want this summer? And that will be what ultimately determines whether clubs make that move this summer for him. I'm almost certain that unless it's completely shut down very early doors, he doesn't want to move, Middlesbrough don't want to sell, there will be interest inevitably and there will be concrete offers in Hayden Hackney this summer. I think the big thing would be if he's made it clear here that he's a Borough lad. He used to sit on the terraces as a season ticket holder. His dream would be to win promotion with Middlesbrough. He's gone on the record and said that. But equally, as I say, it's a short career. It's a very difficult climate right now. We all know that for any club like Middlesbrough, not in receipt of parachute payments. Yes, as Sunderland proved, and then Ipswich the year before. And, just about every year now at the minute, there's still one team not in receipt of parachute payments who are earning promotion. So there is that opportunity for Middlesbrough. It's not as if it's yet a closed door completely, but Middlesbrough are one of, say, maybe 7, 8, 9 big clubs in the Championship who all want that same goal. You've got Watford, you've got Norwich, you've got West Brom. They're all making management changes. I know Hull had a bad season, but Hull want to be within that. Coventry, Millwall have pushed themselves into that equation. There's all these kind of clubs who, for one reason or another, are all desperate to be that team that makes that breakthrough every season. And, unfortunately, Middlesbrough don't have any given right to take it. They've got to try and earn it. And it's not easy because everybody wants it. So, from Hayden Hackney's point of view, I'd love it if he does give the club another year. And he would be, without doubt, goes without saying, he'd be huge for Middlesbrough next season because he's been huge this season. But if he took the decision to make that move to a Premier League club, I don't think you could begrudge him that because he's ready for that step up. I think he proved last season that he's a very, very good footballer. And you look at what the likes of Adam Wharton have done since stepping up and going to Coventry. I think it makes sense in some respects for a player of Hackney's quality and the age he's at now to make that jump. But with me Borough bias, I hope he doesn't.